I'm going to recap the 2 seed UConn women's basketball win against 1 seed UCLA. I apologize for looking down because I can't memorize all this stuff. The final score was 85-51, by the way. It was 15-10 to begin the game. But after that, UConn scored 70 points while UCLA scored 41. That's when the game really truly separated from that point on. I'm sorry. I'm going to just call it the way it is. So UConn in the first quarter was up 23-13. And at halftime it was 42-22. Second half, UConn scored 43 points. UCLA scored 29. But there's obviously more to the game than that. That's why I'm going to go with the stats. And UCLA couldn't make shots from the field or 3-point line. From the field, 38.5% on 52 attempts. They only made a quarter of their threes on 16 attempts. 87.5% on free throws though on 8 attempts. That's a good number. Only one miss. 29 rebounds, 8 offensive, 11 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks, 19 turnovers, 12 fouls. Now I'm going to go over the points now I'm going to go to the bench points first. So the bench points, they only had like 11. 3 plus 3, that's 6 plus 5. That's 11 points. And only one double-digit score, which was Lauren Betts, with 26 points. And 2 other players scored 61 points in this game, combined for 14. 8 plus 6. And as we all know, UConn was favored by 7.5. They clearly covered that, and then some. And UConn had how many bench points? 5 plus 2, that's 7 plus 9, that's 16 points off the bench. And 3 double-digit scores combined for 22 plus 16, that's 38 plus 19. That's 57 points. And literally 1, 2, 3 other players scored 61 points in this game, combined for 9 plus 12, because 6 plus 6 is 12, so 21 points. And UConn shot the ball better from the field and a 3-point line, but not free throws. But that's besides the point here. 55% from the field on 60 attempts, 43.8% on threes on 16 attempts. And UConn is hard to beat this year when they have 6 or more threes made in the game. So hard. 70.6% on free throws on their 17 attempts, so only 5 misses. So it's not really a bad number. Granted, albeit you want it a little bit higher. 34 rebounds, 9 offenses, 17 assists, 13 steals, 2 blocks, 7 turnovers, 16 fouls. Now I'm going to definitely go the points in the paint, fast break points, and points on turnovers. So the points on turnovers, UConn won handily, 27-5. Fast break points favored UConn as well, 13-4. In addition, points in paint favored UConn, 34-30. So UCLA finishes up their season on the best one in NCAA tournament history. I give them props. It's just not the way they wanted to play, obviously. They finished 34-3 on the year, while UConn is 36-3. And their next opponent is a rematch with South Carolina. And as we all know, UConn did defeat South Carolina pretty handily at South Carolina. 87-58. And the game was even in Columbia, so not easy to do that over there. So how many players are going to be gone for UCLA next year? This is pending transfer portal. I know Lauren Betts has already decided to come back for another year, so I'm not even including her. And maybe there is another player that is eligible to go to draft. I don't know, but they only lose one player because the other senior they have did not even play all year long. And she was injured. At at her last school, I believe. But and it's like Charlize Walker, and she was at Washington State, as we all know, but did not play this past year due to injury. So, and now, like, how many players do come in for UCLA, you ask? They do have like two of them, including Lauren Betts' sister, Sienna. And they do have another player as well coming in, so two of them. So, this is pending transfer portal. They're already pretty full on the roster. 14. Will they lose some players? Maybe. Can't deny that with the transfer portal these days. And I do think, and every loss this year for UCLA has been in double digits. So there's not really much. And the good news is, with me saying this to UCLA fans out there, and all those like parents for UCLA, now you know what a Final Four game is like. Now use that and get better in the off season, to the point where you could win the Big Ten regular season title. Because I do not know if Juju Watkins even will play next year. And I already know USC. And I already know USC lost 2 players to the transfer portal that are freshmen. They already did. So, I do think that's possible for the regular season now. And albeit, I don't know. I don't think Maryland's going to be up there necessarily, but you never know. Ohio State's losing Cody McMahon already, so where she goes, I don't know. What if it's like to USC? Then who knows then? But you get the whole point. You got to take what you learned this year and get better for the following year. That's what they did a year ago, actually, when they lost to LSU. When LSU was a 3 seed and UCLA was a 2. They went like from Sweet 16 to Final Four. Now, take that next step. If you can. And it's going to be hard and painful right now, but just know, you're only sometimes, in order to get stronger, you got to deal with some painful losses, and this was a painful loss. And I'm going to be honest, UConn is on a different level right now. Now you know it's like to play against them, and I know you did lose to USC twice, but that was with Juju Watkins, though. And the last thing you want to do is lose to your rival twice out of 3. Maybe next year you'll get them. We're going to have to wait and see what the Big Ten looks like as well. I know, like I said, who knows about Juju Watkins? If they're going to play next year. I know Cody McMahon is already leaving Ohio State to somewhere else. I just don't know where, because she's still in the transfer portal. And like I said, like USC did lose 2 freshmen to the transfer portal. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So remind us to score like a comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people can watch. And if watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. And I will say, if you do return all those players and you add those 2, it's going to be a lot of pressure going on you next year, because you will have a lot of seniors on your roster. A lot. If you do. We'll see about the transfer portal. We'll see.